Artificial intelligence. How many of you who don't know about artificial intelligence or simply AI? Well, AI is the most viral thing right now, and everybody talks about AI, use AI. In today's chance, I will talk about uh, the problem that caused by AI and what is the solution. And let's start from the problem. Yeah, AI is, if you think about AI, for me, I would think about some things that make my work easier, that I can rely on it. I can save my time on doing tasks. For example, if I have any task, I would just send it to ChatGPT and let it solve it. And it is not limited to like work tasks. It's also most of the time when I cannot decide what to eat at lunch, I will throw it into ChatGPT. I tell ChatGPT, what is your recommendation for me to eat today for lunch? And this habit uh, makes my brain weaker because I rely on ChatGPT of making decision. Right? I feel like I cannot live without ChatGPT because every time a decision need to be made, I, I was panic and I need to type on ChatGPT. I cannot make decision by my own, even though I have a very obvious decision to make, but yet I still uh, sorry if I still confirm it with ChatGPT if I make the right decision. Well, that is feel horrible for me because I neglect the existence of my brain. That should be the main actor who will decide something. And other thing that is the first thing, the problem of AI. I cannot make decision. And the second one is about solving a problem. And the problem comes from, for example, I have work in my office. Then I don't know what to do. I just copy and paste in the ChatGPT, and ChatGPT has the answer for me. And the problem is, I don't rely on my brain on solving that equation or the problem, the things that I don't know what to do. Previously, in the past, when I have some challenge, I Google it and I clarify it. If the source is from a valid source, like from a paper, a journal, or research from a famous university, I will take it. But if it is just from blah 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 dot blogspot.com or any trash website, I will not take it. But how come right now I just throw it to ChatGPT and it make me first? I cannot make a decision simple as what to eat at lunch, and in the second, I cannot execute my work, my responsibility directly because I need to double check with ChatGPT. Well, this situation feels so awkward for me because uh, I feel like I'm not a human. ChatGPT is my brain, and I rely on ChatGPT for anything. Um, for example, what should I do now? Feel so stressed. What should I do? And I keep asking until I feel satisfied. ChatGPT is very helpful, very uh, reliable. I can rely on it most of the time until one day uh, this disaster happened. When I asked ChatGPT about, uh, I forget exactly what it is. I asked ChatGPT about problem, and the solution is just not making any sense. And I thought that, oh, maybe that is just an error once in a while. It's okay. Even though in ChatGPT software it is written ChatGPT can make mistakes. Okay, and until the other occasion, I watching YouTube, Hikaru Nakamura versus ChatGPT on chess. I, I thought that this will be a very tight match from human versus artificial intelligence, right? And the word artificial and the intelligence is very intimidating. But turns out the grandmaster of chess, uh, Hikaru, turns back. He is literally blindfold when he was playing chess versus ChatGPT. And to make it worse, ChatGPT is often make a illegal move. For example, if the king is checkmated or being checked, we need to protect the king from the check. But when its kings is was checkmated, uh, the ChatGPT just move another piece that not related to protect or move away the king. Think like, wow, this is ChatGPT, the mighty ChatGPT that everybody praise about it and everybody can rely on it. It feels like ChatGPT is the solution of all the problems. While I just I just saw uh, two major points that make me doubt the existence of ChatGPT or AI. First, about using my brain. The second one is that ChatGPT can make mistakes. Okay, so I cannot rely 100% on ChatGPT. I need to validate it again back to my uh, life before ChatGPT. I need to validate it. I need to ask where you get this from, uh, or how you come with this idea, and I disagree with your opinions. And then I have a solution to that problem to not neglecting totally for ChatGPT, but how to use ChatGPT correctly. The first one is my principle of using ChatGPT is never use ChatGPT to think. That is wrong. To think, use my brain. I will use my brain all the time. I will let myself to make mistake. I will let myself to feel the pain of mistake. Because if I rely on ChatGPT, I will be dependent to ChatGPT and need to turn on my phone every time I make a decision. So I need to use my brain, uh, use every resources that I have that make decisions on my own. Sometimes I can ask ChatGPT for his reference or his preference, but I will rely on myself of how to make decision and any risk that I can take. So ChatGPT, I only will use ChatGPT for repetitive works. For example, I need to replace some word into another words. So I just ask ChatGPT. So I throw the program, ChatGPT, do this. And brilliantly, he can do all the tasks very fast and very quick. Of course, he is a machine. That is what machine does. And we pay the subscription for the ChatGPT, and it is very expensive, $20 per month. It can be reaching about 400,000 a month, and it is like a, a new normal for most of everybody. You can ask ChatGPT. My words rely so much to ChatGPT because I was working in the programming works and I don't have any degree, any background of coding. So most of the time, I just ask ChatGPT, hey, how to do this, how to do that, and I blindly copy and follow the instruction. That is not good for my brain because every time I have a task to do, I need to ask ChatGPT first. I need to double check with ChatGPT first. So first one, never use ChatGPT to think, and the second one is to use ChatGPT for any repetitive task. Your brain or my brain is the most sophisticated tools that I have, and it is free. I don't need to pay any subscription. I don't need to pay for the internet. I can use it anytime. I can store information. I can make decision. I can describe everything about this Jakarta from my memory. And believe me, your brain is more sophisticated, sophisticated than ChatGPT. ChatGPT is a machine. It cannot think. It can think in a way that use the historical or data, historical experiences, but to let everything to ChatGPT to make decisions, to think, uh, you may get a good decision today, but in the future, in the long term, I will not use my brain, same as my muscle. If I don't train my muscle, if I don't stress my muscle, I don't pull the dumbbell, my muscle will be weak. So that's the same with my brain. If I don't use my brain, if I don't stress out my brain, my brain will be weak and I will learn ChatGPT and I will be in total loss control. So, ladies and gentlemen, ChatGPT is very sophisticated, very brilliant technology that we have. I don't want to regret this technology. Instead, we have to use it. Use ChatGPT in a way that not a thinking process to ChatGPT, but let it do something repetitive. It means that you don't have time to do it. You ask ChatGPT, and of course, you need to think some kind of prompt that make ChatGPT can do it best. So it comes again with your brain. Remember, you are the boss, not the ChatGPT that can control in a way that cannot do something if ChatGPT will say so. Mm. So these past years is already escalating. We had COVID at the time. At the time, the world of sports are racing. Still, uh, the common thing we should do that we cannot do sports, regular sports like football, where the interactions are many. But it turns out we have to do sport because I will sleep all the time if it was COVID. Um, Playing phone, it makes me so stressful. Close to depression, and meeting someone is very valuable for me as an extrovert, and meeting someone is my healing. And imagine if we don't have ChatGPT, there will be any difference? Maybe a little bit difference because things are slower, things are less sophisticated. But with ChatGPT, don't let yourself rely too much on ChatGPT, but make ChatGPT is your slave, things that can do something for you, not the other way. Um, I would like to say that I have to go with any evolution, any improvement of technology, because if it is not, I will left behind. Will be whale conversation. I can work with my friends because my friends can be uh, already in technology, more modern technology, and I'm still in the old technology. I love to move on. I have to catch up with the technology because that is a way to keep being valid in this world. So there's so much ChatGPT tools. If you rely everything on ChatGPT, making slides, uh, making a plan, making your schedule, you will be broke. But you have to pray everything. But remember, your brain is the biggest brain of any species. Use it. It is free. It can do unlimited things. It can plan. It can think. It can make a decision. It can estimate the future, and it's big. And it can store any information. Remember, remember to note the function of your brain. Uh, Use it, stress it out, so it can be stronger than before.